Good afternoon. My name is Steve Webb, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer at the Global Institute for Food Security, and it's my pleasure to be able to speak with you today at the Ag West Annual General Meeting. Agriculture is a technology-intensive industry, and technology development and technology adoption by agriculture has helped lift billions of people around the world out of poverty and into middle income. Technology revolutions, such as the Green Revolution by Norman Borlaug with the adoption of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, has changed the food outcomes for billions of people around the world. It's pushed people to food sustainability, it's helped raise incomes, and it's changed people's diets around the world from a more carbohydrate, plant-based diet to a more protein, meat-based diet. Those changes, those revolutions, have had impacts here in North America on how we farm. We've changed our cropping systems to produce more protein-based crops, to feed animals, to produce more meats. We at GIFS see three mega drivers that are impacting agriculture, and we see technology as a solution and a wonderful opportunity to take Canadian agriculture to the next generation of food systems. The three mega drivers that we see at GIFS are related to we will eat differently. We've seen shifts in the diet, as I mentioned, from a carbohydrate-based diet. As people become more wealthy, they move to a higher protein-based diet. One of the other consequences of more income has been that people tend to eat more. And overconsumption has led to a significant increase of non-communicable metabolic diseases, accounting for some of the largest loss of life in Western Europe and North America. And we're seeing that same trend emerge in Asian countries. Other changes related to the way we eat had started a few years ago with the adoption of alternative meats like culturable meats, but also plant-based substitutes for meats. Again, these alternative-based meats complement animal production systems, and we've seen an increase in their use and adoption even through the COVID-19 crisis. We see changes in how we will produce food, and this is probably one of the areas that we're directly involved with, is new technologies to change how food is produced, both how new plant varieties are made and produced by centers like the Crop Development Center here at the University of Saskatchewan, through the Plant Phenotyping and Imaging Research Center. We have a partnership between computer scientists like Ian Stavness, engineers like Scott Noble, plant breeders like Kirsten Bett and Curtis Posniak, all working together to develop digitized tools and techniques to acquire images, analyze the images, and provide actionable information back to the breeders to support their breeding programs. The goal is to accelerate plant breeding in the face of climate changes. So again, thinking about how new tools and technologies can address the challenge of climate change. Other areas that we're interested in climate change is thinking about how we develop sensor technology to monitor carbon and greenhouse gases. We all know here in the province of Saskatchewan that we have a carbon tax. One of the opportunities through technology is to be able to measure carbon sequestration, and thinking about how can we create credits for producers and farmers. One of the challenges with farming is it's a very distributed and complex model. Enabling the measurement in real time on the farm, from the plant, from the plot, to the field, to the system, on how carbon is partitioned and sequestered can create a credit and an incentive for good agronomic practices. We're excited about that opportunity. The third area that we see driving change is disruption to trade, both domestic and international. On the domestic front, with the COVID-19 crisis, we saw disruption of our domestic supply chains, which resulted in a paradox of waste on the farm and an absence of food in the grocery stores, which created food insecurity for millions of Canadians. We need supply chains that are more resilient as opposed to just efficient. And again, technologies, digital technologies to model and map and build resiliency into supply chains is something that we need to develop in response to the challenges of COVID-19. Internationally, Canada has been the victim of non-tariff trade barriers, which has restricted our access to certain markets. We've needed to look for alternative markets, and we've needed to think about new systems and controls that we can put in our export market supply chains to ensure sample integrity, as well as biovigilance and biosecurity to ensure we're delivering the highest quality material to our customers in the international world. Again, tools and technologies that can be used to develop that kind of security system are being developed here at in Saskatchewan, companies like Verigrain on automated sampling procedures. Again, I'm excited about the opportunity that agricultural faces, because in no time in my lifetime has food security and concerns about where their food comes from has been as high on the agenda of the Canadian public as it is today, in some ways due to COVID-19. It's a great opportunity for us in agriculture to develop partnerships and collaborations, because no one organization can do it on their own. We need these partnerships with industry, government, and academic institutions to develop new tools, support the adoption, to create an agricultural ecosystem that is economically sustainable, aligned with environmental goals and objectives, and transparent for both our domestic consumers and our international markets. Technology and partnerships is a unique opportunity for us here in Saskatchewan. Organizations like AgWest can catalyze that, and I'm excited for the future of agriculture. Thank you so much. Goodbye.